everybody, it's Sarah. Welcome to the Coffee Knits with Sarah podcast. I am a knitter, a stay-at-home mom, and a gardener in Metro Detroit, Michigan. It's been probably over a month since you've seen my face and I've recorded a podcast. Life has been happening. Summer is in full swing. I blinked and July just disappeared, and now we're already into August. Today's episode is going to be a little different, I think. I haven't actually edited it yet, so we'll see. But this past weekend, went to our family's cottage, and if you're new here, my family's cottage is where I learned to knit. It's in northern Michigan. And so my family and I spent a few days up there. I actually recorded a podcast episode about it last summer. And so I just wanted to share with you just some clips that I took of the lake and the cottage and things that we did. We had a really lovely time. We went up on Thursday and then came home on Sunday. My mom got to come as well. She's in town, and that was the first time that she got to be at the cottage with her granddaughters. And it was just really special to have three generations in the same house. At the family cottage, and of course I got to do some knitting, and we swam in the lake for the first time. Last year we went earlier in the summer and it was too cold, so we didn't get the chance to swim. This year we got to swim, we got to kayak. What else did we get to do? We brought up chalk and bubbles, and the girls got to do that, which is always a hit. We also started playing Hungry Hungry Unicorn Hippos, which is a new board game, and the girls are obsessed with it. And what else? I'm sure if I haven't already, I will insert very soon some video clips. But like I said, we just got back from the cottage yesterday, and I just have been feeling off with my knitting mojo and podcast recordings and episodes in general. So I have been knitting. I'll show you progress on that in a second. But I really just wanted to share with you about the cottage and have a fun cottage family kind of episode, if you will. I'm wearing this necklace. My daughters made it for me this morning. We had a fun morning of just crafting and easing back into the routine of being home, which kind of had a rocky start last night. But we're all good now. And so I feel like this is an awkward episode, and I'm staring off into the distance because my brain is thinking about what I want to talk about. Let me share some clips of the cottage right now with you, and then we'll pause and come back to the knitting. let's get into my current work in progress, which is still the Rock Formation Shawl. I think I shared it in my last episode. It's been quite an addicting knit, and despite like my knitting mojo being at a low right now with just the summer heat, this project has been bringing me comfort. And I think this is such an awkward spot to like be at to show you. I should have thought this through a little bit more, but when inspiration strikes, you just gotta get the camera out. I'm in a different spot in my house today because my husband and I are actually switching offices, and I will be sharing more about that later. I'm actually dedicating a whole podcast episode to that experience, and I will be taking you all along on that journey. I'm thinking I might be destashing some yarn, so if you're interested in that, please drop a comment below, because I think I've just been holding on to yarn for too long, and the reality is I'm not going to knit with it, and I'd rather someone else enjoy it, and it would be nice to have a little money in my pocket at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, so that's why I'm in this space instead of in my normal office, and next time I record a podcast, I will probably be in my new office, new to me office. All right, so here's the progress. So this is where you cast on this tiny little spot. And then I did all the, wow, this is really difficult. I did all these repeats. And it's just so long. It's probably almost as tall as me now. I did an extra ribbing repeat just based on the pattern suggesting how much yarn you should have when you get to that part, and I still had a good chunk of yarn left. So you can see this is where I added in my second ball of yarn right here. I hope this is picking up. And then now I'm doing the cable section, which I will just be repeating the cables here basically until the end, I think. So I've done it twice. I'm about to do the third cable repeat. And yeah, I really enjoyed this pattern quite a bit. The yarn I'm using is Fiber Story in Cozy Sock, which is a 60% merino, 20% alpaca, 20% nylon base. It is so cozy. Highly, highly recommend. She's based in Michigan, and the color is truffle. And yeah, so that's where I'm at with this project. I should be casting on other things, which I'll probably share about later. I have 2 people in my life who are expecting babies in the near future, and I would like to gift them a hand knit item. I'm thinking a stuffed animal and a little sweater. So that's on the horizon. If you have ideas of cute stuffed animals or sweaters, maybe I shared about this last time, and if I did, then I really need to get on this because I've just been dragging my feet with knitting something that's not this shawl, basically. The last thing I wanted to share about is kind of connected to my grandma and the cottage and just the legacy of her knitting and everything. If you don't know, if you're new here, my grandmother, she was an avid knitter, cross stitcher, embroiderer. She's no longer alive, and I'm one of the only descendants, I guess, that is knitting. So it's really special. And my aunt and cousin found this pattern booklet. Actually, someone was selling it in Canada on Etsy. And the reason why it's special is because my grandmother is credited with some patterns in this. So this is a Mattel pattern book for Barbie clothes from 1984. His and her knit fashion doll clothes. And my grandmother's name is in here multiple times. She did a party dress pattern. She did the skirt and sweater set, the her raglan cardigan, I think there's one or two more, hockey outfit, and the sailor suit. For privacy, I'm not gonna show you the exact patterns or like her name, but it has her name and her hometown, like in Michigan and everything. And yeah, it's printed 1984, so like this is not in print probably anymore. So I snagged this, and I'm so grateful that my aunt and my cousin found it and told me about it so that I could have it. I don't plan to knit the patterns anytime soon. My girls are too little and not really into Barbies yet. And like small circumference knitting is not something I enjoy, but it's just so special to have this. My grandmother had a yarn, she used to work at a yarn shop in Berkeley, Michigan, and then she took it over and ran it, owned it until it closed in the early 90s. And now there's a new knit shop, not in the same location or connected at all, but there's a new knitting and yarn shop in Berkeley, Michigan. But yeah, I just love any connection that I have to my grandma, and spending the weekend up north knitting on the front porch again was just lovely, and seeing all the embroidery that's framed on the walls that she did is really special. My girls are definitely showing an interest in knitting and pretending to knit with me, which is really fun. And yeah, that's I don't know, that's all I really wanted to share with you today. It's a short and sweet kind of podcast that I thought I would squeeze in about our trip and about what I'm working on. And I hope wherever this finds you that you're doing well and that you're not in a knitting mojo slump like me. Hopefully your knitting is like in full gear. I am feeling like fall is on the horizon. I know it's August, I know it's still summer, but my oldest daughter is starting preschool next month, and just saying the words next month makes me feel like fall is like imminent. It's very quickly coming. And also, holy cow, I'm gonna have a kid in preschool, which is just, it's part-time, but it's still, they've been home with me full-time for their whole lives, so it's gonna be an adjustment. And anyways, I'm rambling, but I hope to see you all very soon to share progress on my office makeover, and I also will be sharing more cast-ons and things very soon. So thank you for watching, and have a great day or evening wherever you are. Bye everybody.